Ariana.
I'm Danny.
I'm Kate Butts.
My name's Jocelyn.
I'm Shelby.
My name is Akil, and my favorite color is red.
Blue.
Brown.
Purple.
Green. Probably green.
Hi, my name is Mr. Banks. I am the Dean of Goldrick House. I have been the Dean of Goldrick House for the last 9 years. My favorite color is green. Schoology is an online platform used by staff and students to be sort of a one-stop shop for all things about your classes, about the school.
It is a bit useful and it is a bit annoying.
It can be very useful when a class is canceled and the teacher will email everyone.
I like it. I like being able to constantly stress check my grades like every 5 seconds.
It's a love-hate relationship.
What do you remember about the Schoology incident?
I remember it was late at night. I was in bed on my computer.
I see a notification, and then I think people started realizing, wait, we can post on this. This is like something we can do. Everyone kind of realized that at the exact same time, and it was just beautiful. And then it just came pouring in, and so much stuff was happening.
I woke up to like all of the messages right before they were like deleted, and it's really fun to read through them, and it was the most fun I've ever had on Schoology.
I thought it was kind of funny that everyone was chit-chatting in the Schoology.
I laughed out loud by myself, and that doesn't happen very often.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious.
Some of the school administrators were saying they were very like bad, mean, racist things, which personally I didn't see, but I didn't see everything.
Obviously there are probably some things that people got in a lot of trouble for saying, but I'd say most of the stuff was pretty funny.
At least from the dean perspective, our number one job is safety and just wanting everyone to come to school feeling safe so they can learn, so they can participate in sports, so they can do clubs or any other activities.
This is a professional app that's like used for updates on math homework and things like that. Having people post like, rancid prose of all kind was pretty insane, and it evoked a response, but I don't know, I can't say if that was humor. I can't say I found it funny.
There was one, my mom found this one. She clicked on one, and the one she clicked on happened to be, hey fellas, is it gay to suck your own dick?
Do you think that was appropriate behavior?
Probably not.
Do you think that the Schoology raid connected the school?
Maybe.
I felt more in touch with our people during this event more than anything else. The purpose of the page was definitely to lighten up a time that was pretty difficult.
Do you think that it functioned as intended?
Yes, I think it did function as intended.
The original intent, as far as I know, was to actually provide updates to what's happening in the school, whether it was the absence list, club updates. I know the librarians use it often to post things about the updates from the library. So it was really supposed to be updates about the school. One of the settings, which is typically turned off, was not turned off, and that was to have students be able to post on the page. I think a conversation that we need to keep continuing having as a school is, if given the opportunity, what will you write? What should you write?
Among Us. My name is Yonik Razamat. I'm a junior at Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts. There was a Newton South Community Updates and Anecdotes page. Somebody had posted a link to their sneaker page. And I was like, hey, that's kind of weird. Some people would just post random pictures of dogs with just unintelligible sentences, which I thought was the funniest part of the entire thing. I was like, it'd be funny if I posted something. So I think I posted some dumb meme. Some acquaintance I had told me, called me out specifically and said, yo, Nick, go to bed. No one cares. And I said, I'm the last person on here. There's millions of people posting, and I don't care what you have to say. I'm gonna smack you upside the head. The school administration called me, and they wanted to make sure I'm not actually threatening violence, and then I was just joking.
Oh my goodness. But no, typically when people post objectionable content, we always start with the student. Try to figure out why the student has done that. From there, we will typically contact parents or families.
And at some point, my friend Ruben said, Yonik Razamat might be the cutest man in the school and possibly the cutest man alive. How can God let one man be so gosh darn cute? What the frick? I don't think I'm allowed to say what I would do to that man on Schoology without some sort of punishment. I mean, I know he's joking, but it's always nice to get hyped up by your friends, you know? It makes me feel good about myself. Someone posted a picture of Amish people at an arcade, and someone said, "Can we start a Jew chain?" I'm very clearly very Jewish. His name is Benjamin, so he's probably Jewish, but those are very clearly Amish people. And I said, "Pretty sure those are Amish, you goblin." I don't think the comment was anti-Semitic. I wasn't flaming him for being anti-Semitic. I was flaming him for being stupid. Then someone said, "WTF is happening?" And I said, "Mutiny," which I think mutiny is the best way to describe what was happening. Someone with the same name as a Newton South teacher, Sam, said, "Guys, 10 minutes, be ready." And there was a picture that said, "Group breastfeeding starts in 10 minutes. And I responded saying, "Mr. Lee, why would you say that?"
Yeah, so my name is Samuel Lee. I am an English teacher here at Newton South High School. So basically, on March 26th, 2020, I woke up, checked my email because school. I read this email from this parent. It said something along the lines of, "Hey, don't know what your involvement in this meme page is or the Schoology group is, but I'm kind of concerned with the language that you're using." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so the parent writes back and says something along the lines of, "Looks like someone is impersonating you on Schoology." And I checked Schoology and there's nothing there. There's nothing on Schoology. It's like a ghost. It just vanished. I did not get a chance to look at any of the messages. I don't know who was trying to impersonate me. My understanding of the matter is that because Schoology prevents people from coming up with fake names, the person who would impersonate me would have to share my name. I believe there's one other student that shares my name in this school.
My name is Samuel Lee. I'm a junior at Newton South, and my favorite color is a red. I remember like impersonating Mr. Lee, you know, just like all for jokes and everything. And I think besides that, I just posted some dumb things that I thought were funny. I mean, I still think it's funny, but like definitely not appropriate on like the school page, you know. If it was just like an Instagram or chat or something like that, I think it would have been fine. But because it was like on the main Schoology website, I think it's a little bit problematic, you know.
As a teenage boy, I also had kind of a rebellious troll streak in myself. I would understand the mentality of, or the thought process of someone who was stuck home for 2 weeks and had a difficult time making real substantive connections because, again, you're stuck home for 2 weeks and the world is changing all around you and everything is falling apart, and you make a joke, you make a couple jokes, and those jokes are aimed to provoke and to evoke laughter and provoke maybe offense, and that in it is not too remarkable. I wouldn't claim any special offense.
I don't think anyone's intentions were just to mess anyone up, you know? Like, it was definitely just for fun. And I think it was like at the point where people started getting sick of like being inside all the time, you know? And I think that kind of affected it too. But besides that, it was literally just no harm in it, just like jokes and stuff. I mean, I don't think Schoology is a good way to connect with people, but I think the event in itself was a good way to connect with people, because I know like after people made the post, they started like commenting under others and stuff. And I think it was a good way to talk to other people actually. I remember someone commenting on one of my posts saying like, "This isn't the real Mr. Lee, don't listen to him," something like that. And I was like, how did people actually think I was the real Mr. Lee? But before that, I always got like emails from like counselors or like other teachers for like thinking I was the actual Mr. Lee. But after the spam happened, I haven't gotten those type of emails and stuff anymore, so I guess that's good. Hey guys, Mr. Lee here. I swear to God, if you guys don't stop posting,
I will show up to your house. So I think that one is a little bit funnier to me, because that is borderline absurd. I was not even aware that this was happening, and so the idea that I'm asleep while someone is pretending to be me and threatening to go to someone's house is funny. It's actually pretty funny. Nice. Nice. I think all of that said too. Also, there is a version of events that goes very differently, right? That perhaps something that he shared or something that he sent or was taken by the wrong crowd in the wrong way, or the joke that he made didn't land right, or he said something that was maybe 1 or 2 notches more provocative. And that could have real ramifications on my employment, on my reputation, on my ability to run my classrooms and build a level of trust and professionalism and community that I think that my classrooms typically have. It would be really, really hard for me to go into a room and have to defend myself on day 1 just because someone somewhere who shares my name says something weird.
I'm Joe Teitleman. I'm a junior. My favorite color is probably black. I posted because it was fun. It definitely gave people a sense of community with their fellow classmates, but not in a way that the higher-ups in the school intended it to. In the days prior, people were already on the board complaining about the fact that it was fairly annoying to get all these updates about things that they thought didn't matter. Most of my posts were fairly nonsensical. I had one that was a 3D animated image of a little emoji. You can't post images without putting a text box over them, so I just put G. I have no regrets. I didn't really get in trouble for it. I was never confronted about it. They were pretty tame compared to what a lot of other people were posting. I don't think any of it was quote-unquote appropriate behavior, but I think at that point, no one really cared. A lot of emails were sent to parents. A lot of them were asked to meet with school counselors or deans. We kind of did predict that that would be the faculty's reaction, especially with the severity of some posts, but I think that night served as a perfect microcosm of the experience of being a student at that time. For a while, it just kept going. People kind of jumped on and started posting in a kind of a nice way.
Honestly, all good fun. I think that's funny. I think that's funny. If I were a high schooler, if I were 15, I was sitting at home, I was looking at this interchange online, I would say that's funny.
Yeah, some of the posts were just maybe weird, if anything, but I still wonder, maybe we don't understand what the meaning was.
I remember I was just in like a call with my friends and we were all just dying at what was being posted and stuff like that.
South talks a lot about not having a great culture. South talks a lot about like feeling disconnected from their community. But when you actually look at it, South is a network of very vibrant community, right? We have a nationally ranked speech and debate team. They stay here hours and hours, right? The robotics team here, right? I see them every single day, wearing their tie-dye shirts, going to competitions. Like, you don't find that in other schools. A lot of people say that South struggles with student spirit or South spirit, that people don't feel like they love being here, and yet their behavior points to the exact opposite. There's nothing like a communal experience that lays the foundation for conversation and connection.
If you can make a documentary about it and interview students to ask them about a collective memory, I think any collective memory unifies and like a group of people.
Shared experiences is the fabric in which we weave our connection. And so in an odd way, because this was something that involved 2,000 people and people can talk about it and they share that experience, we are one step closer to actually being a community. But for the time being, I think that it gave people a sense of community and something to talk about. Shared experience is that fabric we live our lives through.
And I responded with a link to a YouTube video called Poopsie Time Surprise. I think it's one of those kids' toys where it's like Play-Doh, but with, it's something weird. But regardless, it's like a pop group of unicorns singing about pooping.
Pain. Me when I get suspended from online school for posting, in quotations, pain.